Hey YouTube, it's the newbie shrimper here. I'm going to teach you how to set up your shrimp tank today. The first product I'm going to use is Borneo Wild Minerax, and the second one is Borneo Wild and Live. They both go underneath your substrate. What Minerax does, it is a natural mineral that improves water quality, reduces stress, prevents sickness, and encourages activation and growth of bacteria in the water. And what Borneo Wild does, in Live I mean, is a multi-purpose culture of more than 100 types of bacterial in dormant state. It helps to seed the bacterial culture safe and quickly in the substrate system, as well as in new tanks when dosed into water directly. Also, I'm going to be using fluval stratum. It lowers your pH and is for the Caridina species. It lowers it to the point where crystal reds can actually live in here safely, and that's what I'm going to be keeping in here. I like using Seachem Prime because it's the safest one for shrimp so far. I haven't had any deaths because of this one. We're also going to be using 2 sponge filters in here. There's a 15-gallon, and those sponge filters are rated for 10 gallons, so that's pretty good right there. This is what the Minerax looks like. It almost looks kind of like ash, and we're going to sprinkle it all around this bottom of the tank. I'll show you what it looks like after it's done. Now this is what my tank looks like after I sprayed it over. It just looks like dust everywhere. A light sprinkle will do, but it also says you should put the whole container in. I mean, you could do whatever you want. It is what it is, but that's what the Minerax looks like. I'm going to show you what the Borneo Wild in Live looks like in a bit. Now this is what Borneo Wild in Live looks like. I kind of think it looks like what you would imagine Mars to look like, that color red. I'm going to show you what it looks like once it's covered in the bottom of the tank. This is just a quick demonstration of how to do it. That's about it. And you just do it till you think you have a good layer. I'm going to use the bacteria in my other sponge filters in my other shrimp tank to help kickstart this even much faster. As you can see, we're almost done sprinkling this all over. I think it's just till when you think it's good. But you could put in the whole thing just to be safe, but I'm just going to sprinkle it everywhere. I'm going to let this cycle for about a week or so, and then order shrimp. And I'm really excited to keep the Caridina species. I really love the crystal reds and how they look like. I haven't had them. Cherry shrimp are the only shrimp I've had. And, well, I couldn't have them breed for the longest, but I managed to get them to breed finally. But I got the basics down on the cherry shrimp, and none have died in a long time, so I think I'm ready to take the next step into getting new shrimp. And we're done here. See? Now all I gotta do is add my substrate. It is fluval stratum, and I already said it lowers the pH to mildly acidic, so that's pretty softer water. Crystal reds love it. That's why they're on the picture. And then it's also a substrate that's really good for plants, and I only want plants in that tank for my shrimp purposes. So I'm going to teach you what it looks like to pour it in. So I'm just pouring it straight from the bag. I don't think this bag's going to cut it, so I might have to go to the store and get a second bag. But we'll find out. So the granules, this is what they look like. They're pretty fun. They kind of look like little tiny BBs. But if it'll focus, hopefully. Well, as you can see, there's some right there. It's not focusing too well. And alrighty, let's try to level this out. I'm sorry, I'm doing this all one-handed, and I already suck at recording as is, so should be interesting. Alrighty, so I could just do this. It's not that much. Most of it's still over here, so I might just get a second one. Better safe than sorry. And people like making like little hills going from the back. I don't really like doing that. I just like it flat, really. I just think it's a waste of well, not really a waste, but I just don't really like the look of the slopes on the back. I like mine to look plain, flat. Makes it easier to, for me at least, to plant stuff and just... So we have a good about inch or two. I'm pretty glad. I don't think I need another one, so let's just get on to the... Well, actually, I'm just gonna even it out and then take you guys back to see this real quick. We're all done here. Sorry if I'm stuttering. But yeah, I got it somewhat flat, and I like how it looks like right now. All I'm gonna do is add the sponge filters real quick and bring you guys back to it. For the sponge filters, you're gonna want to move these out a little bit just so they're not squeezed to the back and they can get a good airflow and suck up, well, the flying debris in the water. Alright, the sponge filters are on both sides, and I'm also going to be using an Aqueon 50-watt thermometer, and I'm going to be keeping it at 74 degrees. And this is what my tank looks like. The bag's in there for, well, you can't really pour water in like you would usually. You have to use an air line and make sure it like drips onto here so it doesn't disturb the substrate. So I'm not using RO water right now, but I will invest in it. But for now, I'm just going to use my regular tap water. And yeah, I know that's going to kill this substrate so much faster, but it is what it is. I don't have the money for a RO unit. It's like $300, $400. Maybe a cheap one's $100, and I don't have that right now. So in the meantime, I'm just going to be using tap water and dripping it into here. I'll bring you guys back once it's fully filled up. So guys, I actually don't have any airline tubing with me, so I have to run to the store and grab some. But while I go there, I'm just going to go to my local fish store, not Petco, PetSmart, none of that. I'm going to go to a store called Fish Freaks. It's in my local town, and they carry frog bait, so I'm going to have some in here floating. And yeah, I know there's not much nutrients in the water yet for those plants, but hey, at least I'll have them in future uses. So I'll come back to you once I get the airline tubing.